First thing to mention is the fact that literally every single gun in this game doesn't even have a trigger. The base assault rifle that you start out with is a pretty good rendition of the Scar L, minus the trigger. The revolver seems to be like the Colt Python, but the way that you reload it is just cursed. Correction, how the gun works in general. The burst rifle could be a Car 15 or some type of M4 with a 14.5-inch barrel. Aside from being pretty OP like the early Call of Duty games M16s, the reload, just like the Scar, is just weird. Or the gun in general. Because if you look at the reload, the player is slapping the gun. There's no bullet release to be seen. I'm not going to go into too much detail on what parts this M16 or whatever carbine has. The 93R seems pretty faithful, I'm not gonna lie. Aside from holding it with one hand, which, okay, it's a pretty good model of the gun. Aside from the trigger. Another thing I forgot to mention about every single gun in this game is the fact that literally empty bullet casings, when a round is fired, is nowhere to be seen at all. Except for one gun, but we'll get to that later. Now we move on to the Garand.
Look how they mess with my boy.
If I'm being honest, I'm not sure if this is an M14 or even a Garand, because, dear lord, it looks ugly with that blade on it. First stupid thing about this gun that makes me absolutely hate it is the fact that there's no ammo reserve, which means you can't even reload the gun. The way how the gun works is just completely stupid too. When you shoot somebody with this gun, you have to melee them. Now we move on to the sniper rifle. The only gun in the game that actually has an empty shell casing when a shot is fired. Now, it isn't an actual world, object of the empty casing, but really it's actually tied to the animation, because in third person, the fact that the empty shell casing literally disappears after, shooting around. Something neat for those who play Cold War or, love this game. The inspect animation is the same when the gun is empty. I'm not even sure which handgun this is. This could be a Glock or something, so take with that whatever you will, to be honest. The Uzi can reload by just a single mag tab. Nothing really wrong with the Uzi. Not really sure if this is the mini Uzi, or it could be like just a normal Uzi, which is a short barrel. I'm not really sure. There's no stock on it too. The crossbow is like the one in Half-Life 2. Pretty cool detail that I learned. The shorty, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's just a double-barrel shotgun with, it's sawed off, I guess. The barrel sawed off. Nothing really wrong with it. Aside from the insane damage it does, I can't really blame it. It's a 12 gauge, Let's move on to the skins. First up, we have the AUG. A neat little detail in the reload of this gun is the fact that it does a cool little HK slap. Not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. It's also the AK, which has the charging handle on the left side and not the right side. This isn't really a big deal, but, games like Counter-Strike have this, earlier Counter-Strike games. But this is probably because of the reload for this AK being the same as the normal assault rifle. Tommy gun looks pretty cool, I'll say that, Tommy gun. Makes me feel like Leon in RE4. It's actually a FAMAS skin for the burst rifle, and I love Metal Gear Solid, so this is a really cool skin. However, I'm broke, and I don't have any of these skins or Robux at all. Pretty cool detail, am I right? But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Nothing else to say about the guns, aside from, they're fictional. Don't take this video too seriously. They're just something that bothered me in gameplay. Also the fact that I'm autistic. But yeah, see you all later, I guess. Bye.